While we are super sad to be leaving Italy, we are very excited to be flying a new liner. We are flying with Norse Atlantic Airways. We bought their premium classic ticket. We couldn't find a whole lot on this airline when we were researching it to find out, is it a good airline? Is it a bad one? Are the seats comfortable? Is it worth the upgrade? So here we are, filling the gap. Hopefully we can show you around the plane a little bit, let you know how the ride goes. This is our first time boarding Group 1 priority, feeling fancy. It's so empty.
I think we'll be the second group of people on the plane.
Well, we got excited, but there's nobody down here, and now there's just a big old traffic jam, so there's a huge line of people behind us. It's happening, we're going. Okay, we are flying 787 Dreamliner. This is what the premium seats look like. It's set up in a 2-3-2 configuration. We had free water when we got on, a ridiculous amount of foot space, and the seats are wider than what we're used to in economy, so that's also very nice. They have the darkening windows instead of the shades to go up or down. That's pretty cool. This is where your table is stood. You can do a half table or a full table. It rests on this, which is really nice, so it doesn't wobble. Your table is located on this side of the outside of the seat, and your screens are located in the middle. Of course, you have to stow them for takeoff and landing, so we're going to put that away for now. The thing I am most excited about is how far back the seats recline, but also they have a footrest. You can also adjust the footrest with this little doodad here. It goes down pretty far to the point where my feet don't even touch it. So tall people rejoice. I'm personally really excited about that because just sitting normally in this seat, the heels of my feet don't touch the floor, just the tips of my toes do. So I'll very much be looking forward to using that. You have a little coat rack thing, but I don't know who uses those. You hang your purse on it or your coat or something. I don't know. It's there if you need it. The headrest folds like most do, but it also raises, which is really nice. There are plugs in between your seats and TV controls for your screens right next to your legs, although the screen is close enough that I don't really see why you would need those, but they're there if you want them. For full disclosure, we paid $571.53 per ticket for this flight. This is I think their nicest ticket. There might be something else above us that gets you more bags or something, I'm not sure, but seat-wise, these are the nicer seats that they offer. This is a one-way flight from Rome to JFK. It would have cost us easily $300 to $500 more per ticket to book the same fare in economy on one of the bigger airlines like American Airlines or British Airways or one of those. So we decided to take a chance on Norse. So far, The check-in process has been a little chaotic. We came down the ramp to board, and there was nobody down here, and so pretty much the entire plane was backed up behind us waiting for somebody to come down and let us all on. Other than that, though, the plane seems really, really nice. Everything seems very comfy. We've never flown first class, so we have nothing to compare this to. This is the nicest seats we've ever had. Hopefully it's a great flight, because if it is, this is all we're doing for transatlantic from here on out. So far, the only thing that's a little bit left to be desired is the size of these pockets that you can store stuff in. We've had some flights that have bigger pockets, but I can still fit my little travel purse in there and probably a bottle of water and my Kindle, so still not a bad space.
These are the nicest seats that we've had, and hopefully it's a good flight. It was a little more empty when we booked it, so they obviously sold some of these sold people to upgrade at the gate, so it's getting a little more crowded than we were expecting, but like there's several rows that have nobody in them, so I wonder how many people are going to scatter to those rows, but I'm looking forward to this. The seat is huge compared to anything else. The fact that I can like cross my legs without hitting the front seat or having to do some weird action to make it happen is super exciting. And I'm curious to see how far they lean back and how easy it is to sleep. It's really hard for me to sleep on flights, so we'll see.
You want
Perfect.
orange?
I want apple.
Apple? Okay.
Thank you.
Cool.
They just brought us free juice. I have a feeling maybe we're going to be sitting here a little bit longer because we still haven't taken off yet.
So it has been a while, some time has passed since we did that vlog, and we are now going to do a little of a recap because things got a little crazy afterwards.
We landed in New York and things just went off the rails.
So
we just spaced on on the update.
And of course we didn't realize it until we sat down to edit this vlog, and now here we are. All in all, the flight was actually really, really great. It was, just having that much extra room made everything really nice. My biggest complaint is honestly, and this won't matter for most people, the fact that the center rail between the two of us was like solid. In normal seats, you can move it out of the way. But because it was like solid, I couldn't she couldn't put her legs on me. I couldn't put my legs on her. And when you're a couple, it kind of is nice. You can
use
share
each other as a couch.
each other's seats and things like that. And so that was really the only thing. It was just this kind of annoying solid spacer in between us, which again is a very much just an us couple thing. So that probably doesn't apply to most people. But if you're a guy like me and your wife likes to put her feet on you while you're on flights, something to think about.
Lay your head on his shoulder, use him as a pillow. That didn't pan out as well. It also caused the only complaint, really the biggest complaint that we have about the whole flight, was that when the people in front of you lean their seats back, which do lean back a solid amount. I was very, very pleased with that.
I kind of compared it to just like a lazy boy or big recliner chair that you have at home. I mean, you can get to about, I'd say about that level of.
I have no clue. I mean, it wasn't a lay down. Obviously, you have people behind you, but it's way better than your regular economy seats. Phenomenal amount of range there. Downside of that is when the people in front of you lay their seat back, you have maybe like 8 inches between the hard rest where your TV comes out of and the seat in front of you. So trying to squeeze yourself through that tiny space to get out if you have to go to the bathroom, that was rough.
That took some work.
That was some effort.
Basically, when they lean back in front of you, the amount of room that you have, when you're leaned back, it's just not great.
To get out. And of course, for me being on the inside by the window, that meant getting over the one in between us and the one on the outside on his end to get past both of those to get out. For him, he can just get over the one, but
you very much wind up in this weird trying to move this way position.
It was interesting. But that was really, for me,
and the
only complaint.
We don't remember the food, which means it was probably not bad. No. Because we remember bad food.
If it was bad. But I don't remember that being bad. I remember the staff being really nice. I don't know if this is typical of like business class, first class, because again, we've only flown economy.
I bet you it is. I'm just saying.
The passenger mentality was probably the worst part of just like the extreme entitlement.
The other passengers were pretty obnoxious.
We had a lot, like the people that we, in the video, the two guys that are like walking in front of us, that was also their first time flying anything other than economy, and they were super stoked, just like we were, to be in something better than economy. But there were a lot of people that were very used to flying first class, very used to flying more
established airlines.
Yes, and they were very demanding and very loud about it. So that did cause some scenes a couple of times that I feel like the what is the word I'm looking for? The stewards, they handled very, very well. But I could tell that they were starting to get flustered with some of the
I don't remember any of this.
I do. The gossip. But that was really it. Other than that, like the seats were very comfortable. The entertainment was wide range. There was a lot of stuff to watch.
Yeah.
I slept. You slept. The food was fine. I mean, we had a phenomenal flight. And when we landed, we both said, okay, that's it. If we can book one of these flights for transatlantic, that's what we will be doing.
And that's the ultimate takeaway. We would, if you want to do transatlantic flights and you want something that is just as expensive, if not cheaper sometimes than economy and is better. At the time, at least when we did it, it was absolutely wonderful.
The only other thing I would say is a bit of a bummer is they don't have a rewards program. At least when we flew, they didn't. I don't know if they'll get one.
Now who's a first class passenger?
I do like a good rewards program. And I don't know if they have one. I'll have to check to see if they do. The other thing that makes it a little more difficult for us is there is not a hub close to us that they fly out of. So we have to fly to New York or to Florida.
We're in Central Texas.
Yeah, we're smack in the middle of the country, and they don't fly out of here. So we recently went on another trip, which the series is about to start for that. Get ready. And we really, really, really wanted to fly Norse because we had such a good experience, and it just didn't work out for us to try to like make it work with getting to New York and then getting over to London. And the timing it didn't pan. So
timing and cost.
Yeah.
Eventually, just because you're having to get that extra flight in to get to the place to get the cheaper flight. It
and
just
we
didn't
booked
really work out.
Very, very late, so costs were already way more expensive than normal. So if you live near a hub, though, solid choice. So as far as we're concerned, 10 out of 10. Give it a go.